Component of Balance of Payment by Rakshita S. Mcom Final, MPM Government First Grade College. Before knowing what are the component of balance of payment, let us know what is the meaning of balance of payment. The balance of payment of a country is an annual record of all its economic transactions with the other countries of the world. Components of balance of payment. There are three components of balance of payment. They are current account, capital account, and official reserve account. Under that, first one, current account. Current account refers to an account which records all the transactions relating to exports and imports of goods and services and unilateral transfers during a given period of time. Current account contains the receipts and payments relating to all the transactions of visible items, invisible items, and unilateral transfers. Balance of payment on current account is a statement of actual receipts and payments in a short period. It includes the value of exports and imports of both visible and invisible goods. There can be either surplus or deficit in current account. Current account includes exports and imports of goods and services, interest, profit, dividends, and unilateral receipts and payment from or to abroad. So, current account involves transactions of visible items, that is goods, invisible items, that is services, and unilateral transfers, that is one-sided transactions. Component of current account. The main component of current account are: first one, exports and imports of goods, merchandise transaction or visible trade. The major part of transactions in foreign trade is in the form of exports and imports of goods, that is visible items. So the major part of transaction in foreign trade is in the form of exports and import of goods. Payment for imports of goods is written on the negative side, that is debit items. As payment for import is an expenditure, it is written on the debit side. Receipts from exports is shown on the positive side. As it is an income, it is written on the credit side. Balance of these visible exports and imports is known as balance of trade or trade balance. So, when there is a balance between import of goods and export of goods, it is called balance of trade. Second one, export and import of services. Invisible trade. It includes a large variety of non-factor services known as invisible items sold and purchased by residents of a country to and from the rest of the world. Payment are either received or made to the other countries for use of these services. So, export and import of services include providing services to other countries and getting services from other countries. Services are generally of three types. They are shipping services, banking services, and insurance services. First one, shipping services. Shipping services include shipping through air, shipping through land, and shipping through ships. Shipping through air is done by aircraft. and land is done by railways and truck, and sea is done by cargo ships. While shipping things, the mm, the matters to be taken care are freight cost, types of goods, speed, and safety. Second one, banking services. Banking services include accepting deposits, pay interest, clear checks, advance loans, act as an intermediary in financial transaction. It include collection of bills, payment of foreign bills, safekeeping of jewelry and other valuable items. Third one, insurance services. Insurance service means services related to provision of insurance or reinsurance, including services related thereto provided by brokers or agents. Payments for these services are recorded on the negative side. Payment for these services are recorded on the debit side, and receipts on these on the positive side, that is on the debit side, credit side. Unilateral or unrequited transfers to and from abroad, one-sided transactions. Unilateral transactions include gift donation, personal remittances, and other one way transactions. These refers to those receipts and payments which take place without any service in return. Receipts of unilateral transfers from the rest of the world is shown on the credit side and unilateral transfers to rest of the world on the debit side. Unilateral transfer. It is one way of transfer of money, goods, or services from one party to another. It involves sending funds, goods, or services to a receiving party who does not return anything in kind. Unilateral transfers are common in countries directing foreign aid, often from developed to less developed nation. Unilateral transfers sent by governments are included in current account of the nation's balance of payment. Fourth one, income receipts and payments to and from abroad. It includes investment income in the form of interest, rent and profits. Balance on current account. In the current account, all the receipts are recorded in the credit side and all the payments on the debit side. The net value of debit and credit is a balance on current account. Surplus in current account arises when credit items are more than debit items. It indicates inflow of foreign exchange. When there is excess of receipts over payments, it is surplus. Deficit in current account arises when debit items are more than credit and it indicates outflow of foreign exchange. When there is excess of payments over receipts, it is called deficit and it shows outflow of foreign exchange. Second one, capital account. Capital account of balance of payment records all those transactions between the residents of a country and the rest of the world which cause a change in the assets and or liabilities of residents of a country or its government. It is related to claims and liabilities of financial nature. Capital account. Capital account is a part of country's balance of payment. It measures financial transactions that affect the country's future incomes, productions or savings. Capital account is a part of it measures financial transactions that affect a country's future income, production, or savings. The capital account transactions are large and irregular. Example: capital account includes international transfer of ownership. Capital accounts is used to first one finance deficit in current account, and second one absorb surplus of current account. Absorb surplus of current account positive is a positive balance. It means a country is a net exporter, and negative, that is deficit. It means it is a net importer of goods and services. Component of capital account. The main component of capital account are: first one, borrowings and lendings to and from abroad. It includes first one, all transactions relating to borrowing from abroad by private sectors, governments, etc. Receipts of such loans and repayment of loans by foreigners are recorded on the positive side. So, any borrowings from private sector by private sector, government, etc. The receipt of such loans, that is repayment of loan by foreigners, is recorded on the positive side, that is credit side. All the transactions of lending to abroad by private sector and government, lending abroad and repayment of loans to abroad is recorded as negative or debit item. Second one, investment to and from abroad. It includes investment by rest of the world in the shares of Indian companies, real estate in India. Such investment from abroad are recorded on the positive side as they bring foreign exchange. So, when the investment is made in the Indian companies by the foreigners, uh, the there will be inflow of foreign exchange. So, it is written on the positive side. Investment by Indian residents in the shares of foreign companies, real estate abroad, etc. Such investment to abroad be recorded on the negative or debit side as they lead to outflow of foreign exchange. So, when we invest in foreign companies' share, there will be outflow of foreign exchange. So, it will be written on the negative or debit side. Change in foreign exchange reserve. The foreign exchange reserve are the financial assets of government held in the central bank. A change in the reserve serves as the financing item in Indian's balance of payment. So, any withdrawals from reserve is recorded on the positive side, and any addition to reserve is recorded on the negative side. It must be noted that changes in reserves are recorded in the balance of payment account and not reserve account. So, foreign exchange reserves are created when there is changes in reserves that will affect balance of payment account. So, when there is withdrawal from reserve, it is recorded on the positive or credit side. And when there is addition to the reserve, it is recorded on the negative or debit side. Balance on capital account. The transaction which lead to the inflow of foreign exchange is recorded in credit side of the capital account, and outflow of foreign exchange are recorded debit side of the capital account. The net value of credit and debit balance is the balance on capital account. So, uh, when there is the net value of credit and debit balance will show the balance in capital account. Official reserve account. The reserve account of balance of payment records changes in the amount of official reserves assets held by the central bank of the country. First one, official reserve assets include gold, foreign currency, SDRs, reserves, positions in International Monetary Fund. SDR refers to special drawing rights or supplementary foreign exchange reserve assets defined and maintained by International Monetary Fund. SDRs are the units of account for the International Monetary Fund. International Monetary Fund is an organization of 190 countries working to foster global monetary cooperation, secure financial stability, facilitating international trade, promote high employment and sustainable economic growth, and reduce poverty around the world. If a country make net payment to foreigners because of balance of payment deficit, the country could either run down its official reserve assets or borrow a new from foreigners. So, when there is excess of receipts over payments, there will not be any problem. But when the payments are more than receipts, that is, there will be deficit in the balance of payment. In such condition, the country may use the official reserve assets, or it may borrow a new borrowings from foreigners. Thank you.